Lass. To the back, and Bucks Weekend opens them up. It's raced about 4 lengths clear. Leanne Francis finishing on well second. 2 lengths third was Emma Sue, followed by She Made It the inside, making ground. Black Bundy underneath Crystal Memories. 3 Shave Design, and last of all Persistent Lass. To the home turn, Bucks Weekenders in front. Leanne Francis making a race of it. Leanne Francis moves up, collars Bucks Weekend and races away. Leanne Francis wins well. Leanne Francis first, second Bucks Weekend, third Black Bundy, followed by Crystal Memories from Emma Sue, She Made It, Shave Design and Persistent Lass.
Well, we'll check those numbers there at Penrith in a moment. Those placings we'll have for you. Now let's have a look at Globe again.
Set to go. Scotty Globe's into $1.80. 2.25 for Minted. They're ready. Racing at the 22.30. Scotty Globe will be headed off early. Marsada quickly hops to the front, easing on the outside of a Top Mate. Now there in the centre, Riviera Cam's away well. New Kid in Town Trap 3 wide. 3 back the rails is Parley Supreme. Minted's in front of 3 of them. They are Rambling Rambo, second last Dunfallen, and back to the tail has gone Baker Street. Into the straight they swing the first time. 2 1/4 laps left to run, and the pilot is Marsada. Drops anchor and leads 4 metres. In second placing Top Mate. Now Minted's coming around the field 3 wide quickly. Scotty Globe is behind the leader. 3 back the rails, Parley Supreme. Riviera Cam's now 1 out and 2 back. Next along in the field then on the outside was Dunfallen. A couple away the rails then Rambling Rambo. Second last Baker Street and last New Kid in Town. Lead time not quick. They've only run 48.4. So this leader's had a pretty easy early part of the race, Marsada. It's 4 metres in front. Down on the rails, Scotty Globe with the run of the race, but it is pocketed by Minted. 1 out and 1 back, Top Mate. Then Parley Supreme on the inside. 4 metres further back then to Riviera Cam. Rambling Rambo getting up along the rails. Third last Unfallen. New Kid in Town second last. And last of all as they leave the back straight was Baker Street. Under a lap and a half to run, and this leader really has had a pretty easy run in the early part, Marsada. Outside that first timing light, but it's 4 metres to Minted's. First quarter's only 33.1. Scotty Globe is in behind the leader. Then 1 by 1 Top Mate. Down on the rails to Parley Supreme. Still 3 back on the outside. Riviera Cam. Rambling Rambo next, covered up by Dunfallen. On the outside, second last, or in fact last Baker Street, and on its inside, second last New Kid in Town. A lap from home. Marsada by 2 metres to Minted. Now Scotty Globe has to wait for the run to come. Top Mate has it in the pocket. Riviera Cam's 3 wide. It has Dunfallen 4 wide. Parley Supreme the rails. Second quarter they sped up to 31.4. Rambling Rambo in the centre, passed by Baker Street. And last New Kid in Town, 600 to run as they go into the back. Marsada a couple in front of Minted. No run for Scotty Globe. Out 4 wide on the track. Dunfallen is urged forward. Riviera Cam trying to stay with it. Between horses, Top Mates drop back a little, and they're followed then by Baker Street off the track. Parley Supreme the rails. Rambling Rambo, New Kid in Town halfway around the turn, and the leader Marsada travelling well. In second placing Minted, trying hard to get on term. Scotty Globe's going half pace but can't get out. 3 wide Riviera Cam still battles away into the straight. The leader Marsada, as Marsada Minted going to it. Down the outside Riviera Cam. Scotty Globe can't get through. Minted and Marsada on the outside. Minted's done best and wins a metre. Marsada second. Third placing Scotty Globe, then Riviera Cam. Further back Parley Supreme, New Kid in Town. They're followed in then by Top Mate, Baker Street, Dunfallen and Rambling Rambo last in.
Okay, 11.32 there, race 5 at Globe Derby as we take you to Peter Johnson.
1 and 2. Racing. Debs Opal away okay. See Your Princess won the start. Debs Opal's going to track the leader early and moving through to third Buena Cello. Out deep on the track was Master Brody getting a rails run. Bowmore Fred, Tip Top Foxes wide. Further back in the field was Western Donna and I'm Hot as last of all. Down the back straight, See Your Princess in front. Debs Opal going it after it now. About 3 lengths to Buena Cello, Bowmore Fred and Master Brody on the bend. See Your Princess in front. Debs Opal trying to get it. Debs Opal, See Your Princess. See Your Princess hangs on. See Your Princess wins at a half length to Debs Opal, getting up for third Buena Cello, and then a break in the field to Master Brody, Bowmore Fred from Western Donna, I'm Hot and Tip Top Fox.
2-1-3, race 7 at Wenny Park, 2, 1 and 3. Now,
for $1. Now they're all set. Race 6, green lights only racing. Best off the front, Non-Pareil bounded away. Bon Marché slowly away. Vanzagent is away quickly. Victory's Phil missed it. It's Elliott's only fairly away. He settles down second last as on the outside. Vanzagent is now tackling Non-Pareil for the lead, with Non-Pareil keeping out Vanzagent for the moment by 2 metres. 8 metres away third, Bon Marché getting going. Helen's Pleasure away nicely off the 15. She now gets to fourth. 5 metres away Pintara Karamar, followed by Will Wonder, Empire Fella. It's Elliott second last, and 6 metres away Victory's Phil. At the top of the straight at the 1850, Non-Pareil. He kept out Vanzagent and leads by 3 metres. On the fence and third is Bon Marché. From second last now, it's Elliott. He pulls out 3 wide down the straight the first time. Then Helen's Pleasure on the outside. Will Wonder back on the fence. On its outside is Pintara Karamar. Second last is Empire Fella. And 5 metres away Victory's Phil. It's Elliott works around the outside of the field and draws up to the leader's wheel. Out of the straight at the lap and 3/4. In front though is Non-Pareil. Third placing Bon Marché the fence, and now Vanzagent has the cover fourth, being trailed up by Helen's Pleasure. Will Wonder fifth and travelling 3 back on the fence. 5 metres to Pintara Karamar. Racing third last and solo off the fence, trailed up by Empire Fella, and Victory's Phil still last. About 25 metres had cover the field inside the 1400, and the leader is Non-Pareil. Now steadies by 2 metres. It's Elliott creeping up a little bit close to the outside. A metre back, and third is Bon Marché, and fourth on the outside Vanzagent. Now inclined to pull as they slacken off. A metre back on the fence, and fifth is Will Wonder. 3 metres to Helen's Pleasure. Third last Victory's Phil switching back to the fence, followed by Pintara Karamar, and Empire Fella 4 metres away. At the top of the straight at the 1,000 metres, Non-Pareil still in control. He's had a pretty good run by 3 metres. It's Elliott on the outside as second. Third Bon Marché. Fourth on the outside is Vanzagent. Then Will Wonder locked away on the rail. Fourth last on the outside, Helen's Pleasure, followed by Victory's Phil, Pintara Karamar, and 5 metres to Empire Fella. Out of the straight they race at the 800 metres. Non-Pareil, he's still on top by 4 metres. 2, it's Elliott the outside of Bon Marché. Will Wonder needing ground. Vanzagent about to pull out. The one that does though is Helen's Pleasure, trailed up by Pintara Karamar. Then Victory's Phil and Empire Fella. Down the back inside the 600, it's still Non-Pareil. Almost 2 metres to it's Elliott. Helen's Pleasure gets to third out 3 wide. 1 off the fence. Vanzagent now held up. Bon Marché's on a loose rein. Pintara Karamar pulls to the outside. Will Wonder badly held up third last from Victory's Phil and Empire Fella. But Non-Pareil, he comes to the home turn at the 250 metres. A metre in front. He's now under pressure. It's Elliott starting to bridge the gap on the outside. He put his nose in front. Then Helen's Pleasure. Vanzagent needing a run from Bon Marché. Pintara Karamar at the 180. It's Elliott draws up to Non-Pareil, who kicked and found a neck. Vanzagent trying to get out. It's Elliott on the outside tackling Non-Pareil. Non-Pareil, and it's Elliott. It's Elliott put his nose in front, and it's Elliott has won by a half head to Non-Pareil. Victory's Phil has flown for third. Vanzagent in behind them. Bon Marché close up from Empire Fella, Pintara Karamar, Helen's Pleasure, and last in Will Wonder.
8-2-9 there. Race 6 at Moonee Valley, number 8, it's Elliott. Over number 2, Non-Pareil, and 9, Victory's Phil. That trifecta should pay okay. All right, now Wentworth Park dividends. And the winner in race 7.
And beginning well was Raindrop Kid, and also Sandy's Memories on the outside with Apache, Jericho and Ray the Fox to the fence. At the first turn they jam behind, and in front Sandy's Memories the outside, but joined soon after by Apache, Jericho. Trying to get around them as Ray the Fox, and squeezing through in the middle as Raindrop Kid miraculously does so, takes the front. Raindrop Kid race 2 in front, Sandy's Memories second. Third Weary Baron, followed by Footright Frost from Apache, Jericho. Into the straight though, Raindrop Kid has raced right away. A big effort. Raindrop Kid wins by 8. Second, Sandy's Memories. Third was Weary Baron, followed by Apache, Jericho, Chariot Rocket from Popular Cash and Footright Frost, and last of all was Ray the Fox.
Okay, now they're in the home straight there at Maitland, and they're lining up, or the home straight there at Maitland, and they're lining up for a start.
Good Lord, they were followed then by Langigo, Cloudy Century out wide, followed by Barfoot Bobby. Peggy, who won making a move, but 3 deep was Firehouse. They were being followed last of all was Gliding Gold, making the run around the corner the first time, and Gunny Armour Boy has got to the lead over Ready Red. They were followed then by Langigo, Mighty Lord, Barfoot Bobby, 3 deep in advance of Cloudy Century, Peggy, who next was Gliding Gliding Gold and the last pair, Inventory and Firehouse. Down to the judge they travel, and still the leader in the event was Gunny Armour Boy, headed off shortly after by Barfoot Bobby. In behind those, Mighty Lord, followed then by Ready Red Langiko. Cloudy Century was next from Peggy Who. Right off the track was Firehouse from Inventory, and Gliding Gold brought up the rear. Down the back they travel, and the leader of the event was Gunny Armour Boy and Barfoot Bobby. They're matching strides together. Mighty Lord in behind those, followed by Ready Red. Cloudy Century, Langiko was next in the event, followed then by Inventory, Peggy Who, Firehouse, and last of all was Gliding Gold. They leave the back and move to the turn, a lap and a quarter before them, and Barfoot Bobby now a narrow leader over Gunny Armour Boy. Mighty Lord was next from Ready Red the rail. In behind those, Stylish Century, followed by Langigo, Inventory. Peggy Who, second last was Firehouse, and Gliding Gold brought up the rear. They cast the home turn astern and commenced the run of the judge. The bell lap coming up this time, and Barfoot Bobby was still in charge. He showed out about a neck to the good of its second berth would be in the event was Gunny Armour Boy, followed then by Mighty Lord, Ready Red, Cloudy Century, Langiko, Inventory, Gliding Gold 3 deep from Peggy Who, and Firehouse brought up the rear. Down past the 600, and Barfoot Bobby still the leader over Gunny Armour Boy. Mighty Lord now, Cloudy Century going fast and putting in its claim, followed then by Ready Red, Gliding Gold moving right up around the outside, Langiko going with them from Inventory. Peggy Who was second last, and last of all, with 400 to go, was Firehouse. They leave the back and move to the turn. It's Mighty Lord and Cloudy Century, the leaders. Coming at them now would be Gliding Gold, Ready Red putting in its claim, and further out still was Inventory, followed then by Barfoot Bobby, Langiko and Peggy Who. Around the corner, Cloudy Century set sail for the run of the judge, a narrow leader over Mighty Lord, Ready Red and Gliding Gold, but Cloudy Century in front, commencing to draw away. Cloudy Century will win the money, coming home fast, but too late would be Ready Red. Second in the event was Mighty Lord. Ready Red got third from Barfoot Bobby, Inventory, Langiko, Gliding Gold, Peggy Who a long way back to Gunny Armour Boy, and Firehouse last in.
Thank you, Neddy. Okay, 6, 2 and 3 there. Race 8 at Maitland. Now let's take you to Terry at Albion Park. The race, of course, is due in a minute from now. 9 to 2 for number 1. Number 2's at 20.
Inside of the 10. Strands Fly racing, Just Cash galloped away. Captain Sparkin and Electrifying came out quickly, and Pace Surf and the pole began well. EastEnder 4th, Just Cash 5th, and then Really Rockin', Vikings Memory and Apache Dart, followed by Lunar Alto and Alpine Affair. Well back into the first turn is Sammy Bye Bye, and Force One was slow to move, and he put in a rough stride on the turn out of the straight. He's 5 lengths behind the second last horse. Electrifying shows the way to the back, leads by more than a length over Pacer, and a length to Captain Sparkle in the breeze. Just Cash on the rail on the inside of EastEnder, then Vikings Memory inside of Really Rockin', followed by Apache Dart. Another length to Lunar Alto, 2 lengths to Sammy Bye Bye on the outside of Alpine Affair, and Force One is 2 away at the tail of the field. Lead time was 41.1. It's Electrifying, the pilot, past the 1400 metres peg, with Really Rockin' sliding up into second spot. EastEnder 3rd, about to get cover behind Really Rockin'. Pacer on the fence behind the speed, and Just Cash 3 back on the rail on the inside of Captain Sparkle. Then Vikings Memory around Lunar Alto. Apache Dart 3 deep. Force One about to follow Apache Dart. Alpine Affair on the fence, and Sammy Bye Bye one of the last as they work past the 1100. 31.9 for the first quarter of the mile. Electrifying a length and a quarter in front of Really Rockin'. Pacer 3rd behind the leader. EastEnder 4th, 1 out, 1 back from Just Cash, and Apache Dart travels up 3 deep. Then Lunar Alto on the inside of Captain Sparkle, and Sammy Bye Bye got the back of Apache Dart. Wonder Vikings Memory, Force One 3 deep is second last, and Alpine Affair last as they work to the back again. 32.8 for the second section. Electrifying in front past the tea trees, leads by a touch, more than a length over Really Rockin'. Pacer on the fence. Apache Dart 3 deep deep. EastEnder in the middle. Just Cash barreled away on the rail, and then Sammy Bye, Captain Sparkle, Lunar Alto, Force One, Vikings Memory, and Alpine Affair. Electrifying shows the way on the top bend. At the 400, Electrifying more than a length to Really Rockin'. Pacer climbing over their backs. Apache Dart given full bore. EastEnder can't get a crack, and then Just Cash and Sammy Bye. Electrifying leads around the corner. Really Rockin' as flat as a strap. Then Apache Dart. Pacer can't get a crack, and here comes Force One. Force One starting to steam down the centre. Electrifying's in front, but Force One's going home over the top of him, and Force One keeps that one person in the race. Force One has beaten Electrifying, Really Rockin' and Pacer. Then Vikings Memory, Sammy Bye, followed by EastEnder, Apache Dart, Just Cash, Lunar Alto, Captain Sparkle, and Alpine Affair was last of all.
Okay.
He came out pretty well off the inside. Tallest Peer and Poor Show are going together early. Crossing out wide was Cliffman at the first corner. Trying to get the middle split between them, Tipton Bale, then Diddy Rip. The inside was More Scope, and further back, Big Bad Bruno, and last of all, Bigger Boy. Down the back straight, Tallest Peer drove to the lead and kicked away. Second was Tipton Bale, Cliffman third. Behind them, Poor Show and More Scope, but around the corner, Tallest Peer. Boy, oh boy, he's pretty good. And Tallest Peer goes on to win a classy field. A second, Tipton Bale on the outside, a neck away, Cliffman. Right behind those was Diddy Rip, and then came a break in the field of Poor Show. Big Bad Bruno, More Scope, and Bigger Boy.
All right. Well done to Bernie Thompson there.
Nick's Alabar Farms Trotters free for all. 1800 the journey, and as they let them go, General Rain's gone for a gallop. Les Sentier away quickly. Rebel Times quickly working up towards the lead, the favourite, as General Rain still galloping and causing a bit of inconvenience to some of the other runners trying to get a forward spot. Evander Rose is able to get to third. Tantanoola Tiger broke. Ardius is fourth early as Rebel Time goes to the front. Digger's Idol next with Arctic Storm. They eventually sort themselves out as General Rain's gallop to the outside of the track. Well back, Fergie's Rocket, Calcutta 3 and Tantanoola Tiger settles at the tail of the main bunch. Down the back, Rebel Time the leader, 4 metres to Les Sentier, moving up without cover. Artius and Evander Rose now 1-1. Arctic Storm finds herself trapped out 3 wide around Digger's Idol. Calcutta 3 can sneak up along the rails. 4 metres further back then to Fergie's Rocket, another 4 metres Tantanoola Tiger, and 100 metres to General Rain when it finally starts trotting. 32-2 for the first quarter as they straighten up for the bell. A lap and a quarter to run. Rebel Time led 4 metres to Artius on the outside. Les Sentier with the run of the race. Evander Rose nice and handy fourth. Then Calcutta 3, which has saved some ground. 3 wide Arctic Storm. She's stuck there. Digger's Idol's in the centre. Tantanoola Tiger the inner, and then Fergie's Rocket forgetting General Rain. They trot towards the back, and Rebel Time's done it well in front. Second quarter 32-2. And the leader is 3 metres in front of Artius. On the inside, Les Sentier. Evander Rose still running fourth. Hasn't come out 3 deep yet. Arctic Storm still out wide. Calcutta 3 and behind them. Digger's Idol in the centre. And then Tantanoola Tiger and Fergie's Rocket down the back. And it's still Rebel Time travelling pretty well by 3 metres. Artius still there on the outside. Les Sentier behind them. Evander Rose trying to come out 3 wide now. And then Calcutta 3. Digger's Idol. Tantanoola Tiger, Fergie's Rocket, Arctic Storm dropping out of it, but on the bend, and still Rebel Time travels well. It led 2 metres. Ardius is battling away gamely. Les Sentier behind them. Evander Rose pulling out wider on the track, but in the straight, Rebel Time in front. Ardius is trying hard. Les Sentier, Evander Rose, but Rebel Time wins 2 metres. Second Ardius, Evander Rose probably doing its best work on the line. Then Les Sentier, Calcutta 3, Digger's Idol. Further back in the field then Tantanoola Tiger, Fergie's Rocket, Arctic Storm, and General Rain a long last.
Right, okay, 5, 4 and 8, those placings there after race number 6 at Globe Derby. All right, we'll take a break now. This is Sky Harness Racing on Saturday evening, and we're coming up to 9:54.
Come on to the action, come on to the course, come on to the party, put your money on a horse. You could get lucky Saturday nights.
Park.
Lawn Bowls from Tweed Heads on Australia's Gold Coast.
Even line out. Man of Blue left well with Missport on the inside. They jam behind. This lets Man of Blue get away by 2 on Missport to second. Third was Jody's Range. They've raced 5 clear from Shuntyard Maggie and also Rapid Suspect. Next, Little Midge from Fancy Woman, and moving up along the fence, Merribit Chimes to the back straight, and Man of Blue pressured by Missport. 2 lengths third, Jody's Range. They're 5 clear from Shuntyard Maggie. The outside, Rapid Suspect from Merribit Chimes and Fancy Woman. Last of all was Little Midge. To the home turn they go. It's Man of Blue in front by a length and a half on Missport, battling on, but Man of Blue in front holding Jody's Range and Missport, and Man of Blue for the prize. Man of Blue wins from Jody's Range, third Missport, followed by Shuntyard Maggie, Merribit Chimes from Little Midge, Fancy Woman, and last of all was Rapid Suspect.
3-2-1, race 10 at Penrith, 3-2 and 1. Blue Chip Fella and Callaghan Kid. Moving up Melbourne now, the Winnie Park updated market. Rhiannon at 12s, King Spinner 30s, 35s, Kuros. Kentucky Secret 16s, Night Ghost 4s, 8s, Warren's Flyer, Brilliant Opal 11 to, or 12 to 1 it is. Lawrence Desire is showing at 6 to 4 on race 9. Winnie Park almost set in Melbourne, right on starting time. Here's Brian.
Race 7, this is the Cranbourne Trophy final, and they're ready for a start. The favourite in 4, Rustic Chip. Now going roughly, Brigadier Brandon. He's broken Brigadier Brandon. They're set, they're racing. Well, Brigadier Brandon will take no part at all. He's come away in a full stretch gallop. He's still pacing very roughly. And Rich Luck has flown away. Leads early from Vesta's Best on the inside of Sunny Demon. Rustic Chip on the outside gets to 4th. Heavy Duty being restrained, racing very wide, followed by the Pack Attack in the centre. Windshield Star of the Rails, 6 metres to Southern Impression. In behind them, Crafty Baron, followed by Radical Rabbit, and 15 metres away, Brigadier Brandon. Along the back straight in the first circuit, Rich Luck in front. He cleared away by 12-15 metres to Sunny Demon on the outside of Vesta's Best. Then Rustic Chip, he's hanging there momentarily. He's pacing a little bit roughly. He's now going a little bit better. In behind them, Windshield Star on the fence. Then the Pack Attack on the running line. On the fences, Crafty Baron. 2 metres to Southern Impression. 5 metres to Radical Rabbit. Heavy Duty second last, and Brigadier Brandon, after making an awful mess of the starter, some 8 metres away last and about 35 metres off the lead. Rich Luck steadies approaching the turn inside the lap and a quarter. At the 1150, almost 4 metres. 2 on the outside, Sunny Demon at the leader's wheel. Vesta's Best is travelling third. Well, Rustic Chip has had a very good run on the outside 4th. Barfer pacing a little bit roughly down the back and also hanging for a stride. From the rear now, Brigadier Brandon. He pulls out 3 wide. Windshield Star is 3 back on the fence. 3 back on the outside is the Pack Attack. In behind them, Crafty Baron the rail, followed by Southern Impression. Radical Rabbit pulls out 3 wide on the back of Brigadier Brandon, but pulling out in front of a pair is Rustic Chip, so he's off and running 3 wide, and Heavy Duty 1 off the fences last. About 15 metres had covered the field at the 600. Narrowly in front is Rich Luck by a metre to Sunny Demon. Out 3 wide, Rustic Chip being held together. Vesta's Best, the leader's back. The Pack Attack in the centre. Brigadier Brandon 3 wide on the back of Rustic Chip. Southern Impression the centre. On his outside, Radical Rabbit. Windshield Star locked away. Heavy Duty the widest runner, and back on the rail is Crafty Baron. Inside the 300 metres before the turn, held together Rich Luck by a metre. Sunny Demon under pressure. Rustic Chip now giving full bore out 3 wide. He's knuckling down. In behind them, Vesta's Best needing a run, followed by the Pack Attack at the 180. Rich Luck 2 metres in front. Rustic Chip on the outside is trying to pick him up, followed by Vesta's Best, but Rich Luck will not give in. He's 2 metres in front. Rustic Chip is under pressure. He can't do any better, and Rich Luck leads all the way. Rich Luck wins by 3 metres to Rustic Chip. He had his chance. Third, Vesta's Best. Making ground on the outside was Brigadier Brandon, a fair run, followed by Sunny Demon. Then Windshield Star. In behind them, Crafty Baron, Southern Impression, Radical Rabbit, Heavy Duty, and last in the Pack Attack.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Now, race 9 coming up at Winnie Park, 3, 4 and 1. The Winnie Park Superfecta, and it paid $501.20, a fairly small dividend.
Racing. Off the inside, Rhiannon won the start from Brilliant Opal. Lawrence Desires getting over King Spinner inside of it, and a couple behind those Kuros from Night Ghost. Then Warren's Flyer and Kentucky Secret. Into the back, Rhiannon led. Lawrence Desires in second position, followed by King Spinner, Brilliant Opal. A couple Kuros, Night Ghost and Kentucky Secret. Finally, Lawrence Desire has got past Rhiannon and shot away. Then three to King Spinner and Brilliant Opal. Lawrence Desire has Rhiannon covered, and Lawrence Desire wins the ninth. Rhiannon second, 6 away third, King Spinner. From Brilliant Opal, Warren's Flyer, and then Kentucky Secret. A break, Kuros and Night Ghost was last.
8-1-2 there, race 9 at Winnie Park as we go to Maitland. Here's Ned.
Mr. Miracles, Happy Joseph, Jenny. Blue light flashing, they're off and running in the 2-year-old near the inside. Goal Maker began well, but a race for the lead. Seen Jenny May take the lead from Mr. Miracles. They were followed by Uptown Fella. A bit of a scrimmage. Oh, the driver of one there, Happy Joseph, has been dislodged. There's been a fall. Also, the driver of Uptown Fella also tipped out. The field disorganised now as they travel the back, where the leader of the event was Jenny May, showing out over Mr. Miracles. Next in the event, Prince Lobel from Goalmaker, Norwegian Rose. In behind those was Miss Mandy, one moving around the outside, the driverless horse. Going up was Chico Mendez, and Rosemont Tradition has now dropped out the last. Both drivers on their feet, apparently quite okay. They make the run around the corner, a lap and a quarter left before them, and Jenny May showed the way from Mr. Miracles. Next in the event, Prince Lobel from Goalmaker. Chico Mendez, the driver's trying to get, no, he's not able to go at the fallen horse. Norwegian Rose was next from Rosemont Tradition and Miss Mandy. Down to the judge they travel, the bell lap coming up this time, and Jenny May was in charge, but going up to it now was Goalmaker. They were followed by Mr. Miracles. Prince Lobel moving around the outside, Chico Mendez from Norwegian Rose, Miss Mandy, and Rosemont Tradition was last of all. So there's nearly another mix-up there. The driver of Goalmaker nearly got dislodged. Down the back they travel, and the leader was Jenny May. Now going after Mr. Miracles, Chico Mendez, also Prince Lobel, a gap in the field to Norwegian Rose. It was followed then by Goalmaker and Miss Mandy. 400 left to go, and still the leader in the event was Jenny May, showing out a length and a quarter to the good of Chico Mendez. Mr. Miracles next, Prince Lobel under pressure, followed then by Miss Mandy making a run, but might be too late, and Norwegian Rose was last of the main division. Around the corner, Jenny May was clear. Chico Mendez now coming at it, Miss Mandy finishing well, and halfway down the straight, Jenny May still in front. Chico Mendez won't pick it up, and Jenny May won the money. Chico Mendez second, Miss Mandy third, followed by Mr. Miracles, Prince Lobel, Norwegian Rose, Goalmaker and Rosemont Tradition.
OK, those numbers there we'll check for you in a moment at Maitland on that race there. Very good win too to that horse. Number 2, 10 and 9, those placings across the line there at Maitland. Dividends at Moonee Valley, and the winner there was Rich Luck at $22.30 and $2.90. Rustic Chip 120, Vesta's Best 220.
Touch the earth out of the draw, running from the second line. They're just about ready. Racing, Callaghan Kid in the centre, came out of the line quickly. Blue Chip Fella on the rail began well with River Bird third and Touch the Earth driving up along the fence. Then the Alvarez followed by the Golden Fantasy, and further back as they run into that first bend, going around the first turn was Land Office. A length and a half to Sherwood Lad and 2 lengths to Errol Caramere at the tail of the field. Blue Chip Fella's the leader, going to the back by 2 over Touch the Earth and 2 lengths to Callaghan Kid, racing 1 deep as the Golden Fantasy slides up on the rail. Then River Bird, followed by the Alvarez and 2 to Land Office. Sherwood Lad is second, last, and Errol Caramere is 2 lengths away at the rear. Plenty of ground from first to last. Lead time 36.8. Blue Chip Fella showed the way past the 1500 metres peg, leading by 2 over Touch the Earth and 2 to Callaghan Kid on the outside of the Golden Fantasy. Then River Bird, then the Alvarez from Land Office, Sherwood Lad, and Errol Caramere whips them in at the 1300 metres mark. Blue Chip Fella makes play. Touch the Earth second, sitting on his back. Callaghan Kid third, around the Golden Fantasy. River Bird on the back of Callaghan Kid, 2 to the Alvarez, 2 to Land Office. Sherwood Lad still second, last, and Errol Caramere still at the tail of the field. 33.3 for the first quarter of the mile. They slide down the straight to the judge and the bell. It's Blue Chip Fella by more than a length over Touch the Earth, starting to pull on the back of the leader. Callaghan Kid third, punching holes in the breeze, and the Golden Fantasy's fourth on the inside of River Bird. 2 to the Alvarez, tagged by Land Office. Sherwood Lad second last, and Errol Karamia peels out 3 wide from the tail of the field. Blue Chip Fella leads in the run to the back, 750 metres out, second quarter, 31.1. It's Blue Chip Fella more than a length in front of Callaghan Kid, and Look Around Mac had a peep. Touch the Earth third on the fence behind the leader. Riverbird fourth on the outside of the Golden Fantasy. Now the Alvarez peels out 3 deep. Land Office 4 wide. Then Sherwood Lad and Errol Karamia. Blue Chip Fella beginning to sprint at the 400. He's a length and a half to Callaghan Kid. Touch the Earth on the fence. Then the Alvarez. Land Office wide from Riverbird. The Golden Fantasy. Sherwood Lad still back second last, and Errol Karamia last on the bend. Blue Chip Fella led around the corner. He's 2 in front of Callaghan Kid as McMahon puts the pedal to the metal. Blue Chip Fella more than a length to Callaghan Kid. Then